Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my second AMA. And my guest host today is unfortunately not the lovely Miss Jill Valentine behind me, although Jill behind me is a good scenario any time of the day. Nope, it's none other than Rachel Zeggy Zegler. Then again, maybe just stay in the corner like a zombie and maybe you'll get a walk-on part in The Walking Dead.
No.
Well, space fans, exciting news, huh? And there's even more in part 2.
Hello, this is your television speaking.
Let's push the button marked idiot and see what comes out.
So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to address some brand new questions on this second AMA. And of course, the thumbnail here would just be the ideal picture of a delivery person, or in this case, a delivery chick walking up to my front door and delivering my Papa John's pizza. And trust me, she'll get more than just a £5 tip. She'll get a £10 tip. What were you thinking of, you dirty people? But this is a very good topic header for a question that was left for me from one of my favorite subscribers, who of course is the law enforcer herself, Black Superwoman 1837. Remember that year at the end of her name? I'm pretty sure she wasn't born in that year, but if you're a vampire Black Superwoman, do let me know because I need to stay mortally young forever. She asks, why are all redheads race swapped black? Well, I think the simple answer is because Hollywood is just creatively bankrupt now. I can't take credit for that quote, but they certainly are. They see an established red-headed character like April O'Neil, and they suddenly want to give her a black face, and not just content with the black face, they're going to make her ugly, really overweight, because again, an overweight person in Hollywood is better than one that keeps fit or looks aesthetically pleasing. And it's an annoying thing. I just hate it. I mean, they did it with that character in Teen Titans. Remember on WB? I think, what is her name again? Is it Fire something? You know what I'm talking about. But the actual character is a red-headed white female, but they made her black, and the actress who plays her is absolutely insufferable beyond belief. So, you know, you've got that, as a guy said here, Mark Money 9416, it's red-headed erasure. It absolutely is. I mean, going further into this as well, because that was a really good question, by the way. You know, it's not just race swapping redheads, it's actually erasing redheads altogether. Now, one of my favorite Christmas films, and I've just gotten into it in the last few years because I saw it a long time ago, is a movie called Metropolitan, one of the greatest American indie films ever made. Now, I will stress here, it might not be your cup of tea, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it's a lot of young, good-looking debutantes having conversations, but it's very well written, very tightly edited and scripted and directed by Stillman. And the reason why I bring this film up, because the lead actor, who is Tom Townsend, who plays Tom, funny enough, in the movie, wasn't the original casting choice for the lead. In fact, the film company were telling Wit that you need to get someone who's not a redhead. And Stillman, to his credit, fought against that and said, no, I want this particular guy because he kind of suits that scene. Because Stillman was one of these directors who hung around the New York debutante scene in the late 80s. So he's obviously witnessed people like that. I think it's a class thing, actually, maybe, that if you're a ginger back then, you'd be deemed to be a bit lower class because of your hair color. But of course, you know, on my everyday walk arounds in life, I see lots of good-looking red-headed people, and I'm thinking, man, these guys and girls are rocking it, man. And you know, then they're no longer thought of as like, oh, degenerates or second whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's or a second or a last chance. Put it this way, if I had a choice of dating Lizzo or gorgeous redhead around the corner, you know I'm going for that pizza delivery redhead. So yeah, it's just something that I think that's going to carry on. And you know, with the news that Amazon has cancelled A League of Their Own now because nobody likes taking heterosexual characters and turning them gay. I mean, what's up with that? That's just nonsensical. You can have gay people in a storyline, of course you can, but don't make everybody gay. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Will you look at this? It's incredible the things some people throw away. These are the toys of our generation. The childhood of our whole generation is represented here, and they're just throwing it out.
Oh, here we go. So Dean Oliver, 1964. I couldn't think of any demented questions to ask. I think questions like, what is your favorite movie? So hard to answer. And for me at least, it changes over time. The original Alien, Gladiator, Seven Samurai, Akira Kurosawa, Kung Fu Hustle. Awesome movies. Spirited Away. Dean, you're going to kick me in the nuts, mate, because I still haven't seen that film yet. Terrible. The original Godzilla, not 1954 Americanized version. They added Raymond Burr. Okay, The Wrath of Khan, Tombstone are just some of my favorites. Tombstone is a fantastic movie. I've actually got it behind me on DVD because it's like one of the best covers I've seen of that film. Kurt Russell and that crazy mustache is just fantastic. And when he beats up Billy Bob Thornton, like an overweight Billy Bob Thornton back then, you remember? And then he kind of lost all that weight when he met Angelina Jolie. I guess any based man back then would do the same thing. Again, not body shaming here. Kung Fu Hustle is a great movie, but I've got a big stack of Jackie Chan movies that high. There's going to be a future video where I go through the great man's works and what my personal favorite Jackie Chan films are. You'll be surprised what my top 3 will be. Not what you would expect, actually. Seven Samurai, it's a slow burn of a film, but I'll probably have to watch it again. Gladiator, saw that at the cinema, just amazing. The original Alien. Dean, you're not going to like this comment, but I do think Aliens is a better movie. When you look at it, because you've got Bill Paxton, you've got Paul Reiser being an absolute douchebag, and the fact that everything was practical about the film. James Cameron, I think he went to rubbish tips or garbage tips to make up some of the to make the planet they went to when they were exploring the planet at the beginning before they all get attacked by the face huggers. All of that is done with like leftover bits of rubbish and stuff. It's just an amazing film. And, you know, that was in 1986. And, you know, that's when cinema was so good. It was like there was no internet around. You know, you relied on newspapers, film posters, TV ads, just to make you aware of a film that was coming out. And then you might be waiting for months, you know, maybe even a whole year before that film came out because it's doing gangbusters in America. I really miss those days. I call it the mono age as opposed to, well, mono, what am I thinking of? The analog age. Yeah, Joe Walsh, you know, he talks about being a analog man. And I guess part of me still feels that way. And that's brilliant, man. So, yeah, Dean, I know kind of elongated your question there. Well, it's not really a question. Some of my favorite films, off the top of my head, Terminator 2. I like the first Terminator for different reasons, because it was just out of the ballpark, that movie. Die Hard, for sure. You know, I even like Die Hard 4. People don't like that film, but I thought it was a great comeback for Bruce Willis, and Len Wiseman did a great job directing because he understood what that film actually meant. In terms of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, for me, the most perfect film ever made. I mean, you just cannot, but it's just incredible. I'm going to watch Madhouse very soon with the late, great Kirstie Alley and John Larroquette, because I heard it's a mediocre movie, but the two leads actually lift it up to a higher plane. UHF with Weird Al Yankovic, that's another one. Weird Science. You know, what more can I say? Those are just some awesome films. The Michael Keaton Batman movies are just incredible. So Kronos Godwisen. I'm not too personal of a person, but I will say the beard is looking good. The key is neck shaving. You don't want to look all Broadchurch. David Tennant, definitely not. Funny enough, it's actually a slow growth around here. I don't know why that's happening. I've got one of these scalp massages that I just put all over the place, and it's kind of bringing it all out. I've actually got a Beardscape from Brio now. It arrived on Saturday, so I've been putting that thing through its paces, and I'm just using it mainly to shape up my beard here. Still not sure what I want in the end. There are a couple of guys I watch on YouTube that give good beard tutorials, but I'm glad I've grown it now because, like I said before, without it, I look like a sex offender.
Stay tuned for the answer and much more in part 2.
You know what to do already. Hit that like button, slap that subscribe button like it's Brie Larson. And if I were you, I would check me out on my next video.
Like and subscribe, or get your nuts Krogan crushed with Jason King.